local river again, and this is the first video I've made for a couple of weeks. I've been out fishing once since the last video, but I only managed to last about an hour. I was just driven away by the freezing cold wind. It was just absolutely dreadful. Better than working, however. Now, as I say, the weather's been pretty dreadful. We've had just about everything you could imagine. Strong winds, cold winds, sleet, snow showers, torrential rain. But that's nothing compared with what's supposed to be happening this coming week. Apparently tomorrow, Siberian air is supposed to be moving in across Scotland, and it's going to be more like January than April. I was going to say March there, but it's April now, isn't it? Yeah, more like January than April. So this could be the last video for a few weeks. So what I'm trying to do today is just sit around, see if I can see any fish rising and maybe target individual fish rather than drag the bottom with nymphs again, which hasn't been very productive so far. I've noticed a couple of flies hatching, which is encouraging, but so far no risers. But it's early enough yet, so we shall see what happens. The gorse is looking really lovely at the moment, and as yet I haven't been attacked by any of the cows that are in this field, so I'm counting that as a gain. It's so still today, and it's probably about 11 or 12 degrees, and of course even though the wind's coming out the east, which is actually quite a cold wind, it's very, very light. So when you're out the wind and in the sun, it's actually quite warm. In fact, it's so calm, I can actually hear people playing football across in the village, which is about a mile from here. So it's just a good indication of how calm it is today. So I'm going to find a comfy place to sit along here, the other side of these these gorse bushes, and just observe and see what, if anything, is happening. Maybe use the time to tie up a leader with a single dry fly, and I'll just take it from there. The river really is beautifully clear now. So I think I'll just have a wander up. I'll just wander from pool to pool, see if I can spot any risers. I have tied on a single dry, so I'll just show you the fly I'm using. Just a medium, large dark olive pattern, size 16, a yarn wing, just so I can spot it on the water a bit easier. It's usually quite effective for this time of year. Well, I guess it must be springtime after all, because there's a great flock of sand martins flying around, dozens of them. There's always a colony in this bank across the other side of the river here. I don't know if you can see these holes in the bank. I'm pointing to with a rod. It's the long burrows, and that's where the nest. But that's cheering. I haven't actually seen any swallows yet this year. It is early though. It's only the, what is it, the 3rd April? I think it's the 3rd or 4th, I can't remember. But yeah, so no swallows so far this year, and that's the first martins I've seen. But the sand martins are always the first to arrive. Actually, this morning I was along at one of the local lochs with my camera, and I saw my first osprey of the year, so that's always a cheering sight, the nest in the loch just along the road. So it's always a cheery sight, a sign that springtime is here. Although I think with the forecast we've got for next week, they're going to wish they'd stayed in Africa. Now this pool here is usually good for a fish or two, so I'll just sit here for a while and see if we can see any flies hatching or fish rising. I actually am quite hopeful today because it just feels like it's springtime, and it's really the fish's duty to start rising now. Fortunately, no one's told them that. Well, no sign of anything rising, so I'll just fish this pool anyway. I'll quickly fish up this pool here and see what happens. Have a few casts in here. There's a fish just rose in here between that gorse bush and that tree, and by the look and the sound of it, it was a good one. So we'll just cast a few flies over. There we go, go on. Nice fish. Nice fish. Oh, it looks like it's a sea trout gelt. There we go. Lovely, lovely fish. a wee bit of disease on it, but my goodness, that's a nice fish. Hope that comes out okay. We'll get him back. You're definitely a sea trout kelt. Be about 2.5 pounds, I guess. And that's him away. Well, that was a bit of unexpected excitement there. Nice fish. It was a sea trout kelt. See, a wee touch of disease on it actually, a wee sore, but I netted it quickly enough and released it, and it swam away strongly, so it should be fine. That was actually my second fish. The first one I didn't film. I was sitting on the bank just watching the water, and there was a chap came up, got chatting to him. He was an angler as well, but he wasn't fishing today. So as I say, I wasn't filming. A fish arose in front of us. So I dapped the fly on it over the top of it, and lo and behold it took. So it was a brownie about 9 or 10 inches. So that was my first fish of the season, but sadly I didn't get it on film. Well, that's a cold wind it's got up, and the fly hatch is kind of petered out. There's not much doing, so I think I might just call it a day. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video, whenever that will be. It could be a week or so, judging by the forecast. I think we're in for a beast from the east. Okay, bye for now.